为政篇一。子曰：为政以德，譬如北辰，居其所而众星拱之。The master said, He who rules by moral force is like the polar star, which remains in its place while all the other stars surround it. 为政篇二。子曰：诗300，一言以蔽之，曰：斯无邪。The master said, If I have to take a single phrase to sum up the book of poetry, all 300 poems, I should say, Let there be no evil in your thoughts. 为政篇三。子曰：道之以政，齐之以刑，民免而无耻；道之以德，齐之以礼，有耻且格。The master said, If you guided the people by regulations and keep order among them by punishment, they may avoid doing what is wrong, but they will also lose self-respect. If you guide them by moral force and keep order among them by rights, they will keep their self-respect and come to you of their own accord. 为政篇四。子曰：吾十有五而志于学，30而立，40而不惑，50而知天命，60而耳顺，70而从心所欲，不逾矩。The master said, At 15, I set my heart upon learning. At 30, I was firmly established. At 40, I had no more doubts. At 50, I knew the rules of things in the universe. At 60, I could judge correctly whatever I had heard. At 70, I could follow my heart's desire without violating the regulations. 为政篇五。孟懿子问孝，子曰：无为。樊迟欲，子告之曰：孟孙问孝于我，我对曰：无为。樊迟曰：何谓也？子曰：生事之以礼，死葬之以礼，祭之以礼。孟懿子 asked about filial duty. Don't go against the rights, replied the master. Later, when Fan Chi was driving a carriage for him, the master said, Meng asked about filial duty, and I said, Don't go against the rights. What did you mean by saying that? Asked Fan. The master said, While the parents live, serve them according to the rights. When they die, bury them and make the offerings to them according to the rights. 为政篇六。孟武伯问孝，子曰：父母为其疾之忧。孟武伯 asked about filial duty. The master said, Behave in such a way that your parents have no worry and anxiety about you, except concerning your health. 为政篇七。子游问孝，子曰：今之孝者，是谓能养。至于犬马，皆能有养，不敬，何以别乎？子瑜 asked about filial duty. The master said, Filial sons nowadays are those who merely get enough food for their parents. But even dogs and horses are cared for to that extent. If they don't show respect for their parents, where lies the difference between parents and animals? 为政篇八。子夏问孝，子曰：色难。有事弟子服其劳，有酒食先生传，曾是以为孝乎？子夏 asked about filial duty. The master said, It's difficult for a son to have a pleasant facial expression all the time. Youngsters undertake the hard work when anything has to be done and serve their elders first with wine and food. But can this be called filial piety? 为政篇九。子曰：吾与回言终日，不为如愚。退而省其思，亦足以发，回也不愚。The master said, I may talk to Yan Hui, his favorite disciple, a whole day without his ever differing from me. One would think he was stupid, but if I inquire into his private conduct when he is not with me, I find that he knows how to exemplify my teaching. No, Hui is by no means stupid. 为政篇十。子曰：视其所以，观其所由， 察其所安，人焉搜哉，人焉搜哉。The master said, Look closely into a man's aims, observe the means by which he pursues them, and discover what brings him content. And then can the man's real character remain hidden from you? Can it remain hidden from you? 为政篇11。子曰：温故而知新，可以为师矣。The master said, If you can acquire new knowledge while reviewing the old, you may become a teacher of others. 为政篇12。子曰：君子不器。The master said, A gentleman is not like an implement, which only has one specific use. 为政篇13。子贡问君子，子曰：先行其言而后从之。子贡 asked how to be a gentleman. The master said, A gentleman always lets his deeds go before his words. 为政篇14。子曰：君子周而不比，小人比而不周。The master said, A gentleman stresses unity, but he is free from collusion. The petty man does the reverse. 为政篇15。子曰：学而不思则罔，思而不学则殆。The master said, He who learns but does not think is lost. He who thinks but does not learn still remains puzzled. 为政篇16。子曰：攻乎异端，斯害也已。The master said, It is indeed harmful to set one's mind upon utterly new and strange doctrines. 为政篇17。子曰：由，惠女知之乎？知之为知之，不知为不知，是知也。The master said, 仲由, I shall teach you what wisdom is. When you know a thing, say that you know it. When you do not know a thing, admit that you do not know it. That is true wisdom. 为政篇18。子张学甘露。子曰：多闻缺仪，慎言其余，则寡尤；多见缺殆，慎行其余，则寡悔。言寡尤，行寡悔，路在其中矣。子张 asked the master how to obtain an official preferment. The master said, Hear much, but maintain silence as regards doubtful points, and be cautious in speaking of the rest. Then you will seldom fall into error. See much, but ignore all that is not sound, and be cautious in acting upon the rest. Then you will seldom want to undo your acts. If you seldom err in your speech, and seldom have to repent of your actions, official preferment will come of itself. 为政篇19。哀公问曰：何为则民服？孔子对曰：举直错诸枉，则民服；举枉错诸直，则民不服。Dukai asked, What shall I do so that the common people may be obedient? The master replied, If you promote those who are straight in their dealings and set them on top of those who are not, people will be obedient. If you promote those who are not honest in their dealings and set them on top of those who are, people will not be obedient. 为政篇20。季康子问：使民敬，忠以劝，如之何？子曰：临之以庄则敬，孝慈则忠，举善而教不能则劝。季康子 asked how to get the common people to be respectful and loyal and encourage each other. The master said, Approach them with dignity, and they will respect you. Show piety towards your parents and kindness towards the common people, and they will be loyal to you. Promote those who are worthy, train those who are incompetent, and they will encourage each other in behaving well. 为政篇21。或谓孔子曰：子奚不为政？子曰：书云：孝乎为孝，友于兄弟， 师于有政，是亦为政，奚其未为政？ Someone said to Confucius, "Why don't you engage yourself in government?" The master said, "The book of history says, one should be not only filial to his parents, but kind to his brothers. This too is to engage in government. Why does one have to hold office to be said to engage in government?" 为政篇22。子曰：人而无信，不知其可也。大车无泥，小车无月，其何以行之哉？ The master said, "A man who lacks reliability can be good for nothing. He is just like a large carriage without the crossbar, or a small carriage without the collar-bar. How can they be made to go without them?" 为政篇23。子张问：时事可知也？子曰：殷因于夏礼，所损益可知也；周因于殷礼，所损益可知也。其或冀周者，虽百世，可知也。子张 asked whether it was possible to know about things 10 generations afterwards. The master said, "We know in what ways the Yin dynasty modified rites when they followed upon the Xia dynasty. We know in what ways the Zhou dynasty modified rites when they followed upon the Yin dynasty. Thus, we can foretell the rites the successor of the Zhou dynasty will practice, even 100 generations hence. It is possible by analogy to know their characteristics." 为政篇24。子曰：非其鬼而祭之，谄也；见义不为，无勇也。The master said, "It is flattery to offer sacrifices to the dead who do not belong to your own family. It is cowardice to fail to do what is justice."